Hello everyone, myself Bismi Picharian, Assistant Professor at Suresh Gyan Vihar University. So today we are going to discuss about the mechanism of action and the uses of the antihistaminic agents. So learning objectives are, this lesson will help to the students to understand the mechanism of action and uses of these drugs. The drugs names are triplenamine hydrochloride, chlorcyclizine hydrochloride, meclizine hydrochloride, buclizine hydrochloride, chlorpheniramine maleate, triprolidine hydrochloride, and phenidamine tartarate. So these drugs mechanism of action and uses we are discussing today, and this lesson helps the students to understand the mechanism of action, uses, and the chemistry of these drugs. Learning outcomes. After this lesson, students will be able to describe the mechanism of action and the uses of these drugs and the chemistry of these drugs. Okay, so after this lesson, the students can able to describe all the chemistry of these drugs, the mechanism of action, the uses of the triplenamine hydrochloride, chlorcyclizine hydrochloride, meclizine hydrochloride, buclizine hydrochloride, chlorpheniramine maleate, triprolidine hydrochloride, phenidamine tartarate. And we are also discussing the synthesis of the triprolidine hydrochloride. In the B.Pharm syllabus, in fifth semester, the triprolidine hydrochloride synthesis also they are asking to us learn. So we are going to learn the triprolidine hydrochloride synthesis also. So first one is triplenamine hydrochloride. Okay, first drug, antihistaminic first drug. This is H1 antagonist. So the triplenamine hydrochloride. The structure of the triplenamine hydrochloride is this, and the molecular formula. This contains 16 carbon, 22 hydrogen atom, 1 chloride atom, and 3 nitrogen atoms. So 1, 2, 3 nitrogen atom, 1 chloride atom, and 22 hydrogen atom, and the 16 carbon atom. And the IUPAC name of this triplenamine hydrochloride is N-benzyl N-dimethyl N-pyridine 2-yl ethane 1,2-diamine hydrochloride. So this is the IUPAC name of the triplenamine hydrochloride. Let's see the mechanism of action of the triplenamine. So triplenamine binds to the histamine H1 receptor. It is the H1 antagonist antihistaminic drug. So this triplenamine binds to the histamine H1 receptor, and this blocks the action of endogenous histamine. Okay, this binds the histamine 1 receptor. Okay, this when we are taking this medicine bind in the histamine H1 receptors in our body, and that blocks the action of endogenous histamine. Okay, that blocks the action of the endogenous histamine, which subsequently leads to temporary relief of the negative symptoms brought on by histamine. And this is temporary relief after taking the triplenamine, because this blocks the H1 receptor and the it blocks the action of the histamine, and this is the temporary relief of the negative symptoms that brought by the histamine, and it is well absorbed in the GI tract. Okay, so this is the mechanism of action. It binds to the H1 receptor. Okay, histamine H1 receptor. It binds to that receptor and blocks the action of the histamine. Okay, block the action of the histamine. So this is the mechanism of action of the triplenamine in our body. What are the uses of the triplenamine? So H1 receptor, okay, histamine H1 antagonist with low sedative action but frequent gastrointestinal irritation. Okay, it causes the gastric irritation. Okay, but this shows the low sedative action. Okay, this triplenamine is showing the less sedative action, but it causes the gastrointestinal irritation. It is used to treat asthma. Okay, this triplenamine is used to treat asthma, hay fever, urticaria, rhinitis, and also in veterinary application. Okay, this is also used in the animals too. And triplenamine is administered by various routes, including topically. Okay, this topically administration is also available this drugs of topical administration is also available in the market. So the triplenamine uses are, it is used in the asthma, okay, hay fever, urticaria, and rhinitis, and this is also used in the animals too. So these are the mechanism of action and the uses of the triplenamine. So what is the mechanism of action? Mechanism of action of the triplenamine is it binds to the H1 histamine H1 receptor. Okay, it binds to the H1 receptor, histamine H1 receptor, and that blocks the action of the histamine. Okay, that blocks, okay, the binding to the receptor. Okay, the drugs binding to the receptor that blocks the action of the histamine. Okay, and this leads to temporary relief of the negative symptoms that is brought by the histamine. Okay, so this is the mechanism of action, and this is used in the asthma, urticaria, hay fever, and the rhinitis, and as well as in the animals too. And this is the marketed product is available in topical application also. So these are all about the triplenamine. So we have seen the triplenamine structure, IUPAC name, molecular formula, mechanism of action, and the uses. So our next drug is chlorcycline hydrochloride. Okay, chlorcycline hydrochloride. So chlorcycline hydrochloride structure is this. Okay, this contains this structure, and its molecular formula is C18H22, Cl2, and nitrogen 2. Okay, so the molecular formula, see, it contains 18 carbon, 22 hydrogen, 2 chloride, and 2 nitrogen. Okay, so this is the structure and the molecular formula of the chlorcycline hydrochloride. And the IUPAC name of the chlorcycline hydrochloride is 1,4-chlorophenyl, phenylmethyl, 4-methyl-piperazine hydrochloride. Okay, so this is the IUPAC name of the chlorcycline hydrochloride. So what is the molecular formula? C18H22, Cl2, N2. Cl2 means here one Cl and here one Cl. Nitrogen 2 means 1 nitrogen, 2 nitrogen. So this structure contains 18 carbon atom, 22 hydrogen atom, 2 chloride atom, and 2 nitrogen atoms. And the IUPAC name of this chlorcycline hydrochloride is 1,4-chlorophenyl, phenylmethyl, 4-methyl-piperazine hydrochloride. So this is the IUPAC name of the chlorcycline hydrochloride. So the chlorcycline hydrochloride is also a H1 antagonist, antihistaminic drug. Okay, we are studying the H1 antagonist, antihistaminic drugs. The mechanism of action of the chlorcycline. Okay, chlorcycline is again the first generation phenylpiperazine class. Okay, the chlorcycline is a first generation phenylpiperazine class antihistamine. Okay, it is a first generation phenylpiperazine. So first generation phenylpiperazine, this first generation antihistaminic main drawback is this is sedative and this causes the drowsiness. Okay, so chlorcycline is a first generation phenylpiperazine class antihistamine that is used to treat urticaria, rhinitis, pruritus, and other allergic symptoms. And chlorcycline also has some local anesthetic, anticholinergic, and serotonergic properties, and can be used as antiemetic. So we are talking about the mechanism of action. So this chlorcycline is act on the H1 receptor, and that blocks the action of the histamine. Okay, so and that's why it causes the antihistaminic property, and it is used to treat urticaria, rhinitis, pruritus, and other allergic symptoms. Okay, and this is also used in have some local anesthetic property, anticholinergic action, anti-serotonergic serotonergic properties, and it is also used in as antiemetic. Okay, this is also used in the vomiting, to treat vomiting. So these are the uses, It is used to treat urticaria, rhinitis, pruritus, other allergic symptoms, and chlorcyclizine has also some local anesthetic, anticholinergic, anti-serotoninergic properties, and it's also used as anti-emetic. Next drug, our next drug is meclizine hydrochloride. Okay, meclizine hydrochloride. So the structure of the meclizine hydrochloride is this. Okay, this is the structure of the meclizine hydrochloride, and the molecular formula is C25H31Cl3N2 and 1 oxygen atom. Okay, so C25, it contains carbon, 25 carbons, 31 hydrogen, 3 chloride. 3 chloride means, okay, it contains 3 chloride, 2 HCl. 2 HCl means 2 H here, 2 H is here, and as well as 2 chloride. So here 2 chloride and this 1 chloride is 3 chloride. Okay, so this contains 3 chloride atom, 2 nitrogen atom, 1 and 2, 2 nitrogen atom and 1 oxygen atom, that is here 1 oxygen atom. So this is the structure of the meclizine hydrochloride, and the molecular formula of meclizine hydrochloride is C25H31 chloride Cl3N2O. So this is the molecular formula, and the IUPAC name of the meclizine hydrochloride is 1,4-chlorophenyl phenyl methyl 4,3-methyl phenyl methyl piperazine hydrate dihydrochloride. So this is the IUPAC name of the meclizine hydrochloride. We are studying the medicinal chemistry of these drugs. Okay, so we have to learn the molecular formula of these drug, and as well as the structure and the IUPAC name of this drug. Okay, so this is the important part of this medicinal chemistry. We have to learn the structure of this meclizine hydrochloride, molecular formula, and the IUPAC name of the these all antihistaminic drugs, and the mechanism of action. So meclizine is again the first generation antihistamines. Okay, it is first generation antihistamines, non-selective H1 antagonist. Okay, this is non-selective H1 antagonist. It also has central anticholinergic action. Okay, it also has central anticholinergic action. The blocking action on these receptors give meclizine its anti-emetic and anti-vertigo properties. Okay, this what this do? It blocks the H1 and H1 receptor. Okay, the blocking of the H1 receptor that leads this receptor. Okay, that leads its anti-emetic and anti-vertigo property. Okay, when this meclizine blocks the H1 receptor, and through which the action of the histamine reduces, that gives anti-emetic, means this is used to treat the nausea, and it gives the anti-vertigo property. So this meclizine is a first generation antihistamine. It is a non-selective H1 antagonist, and it also has central anticholinergic action. Okay, it also has central anticholinergic action. The blocking action on these receptors give meclizine its anti-emetic and anti-vertigo properties. So let's see what are the uses of the meclizine. Meclizine is an antihistaminic drug. Okay, meclizine is an antihistaminic drug that is used to prevent and treat. Okay, that is used to prevent and treat nausea, vomiting, dizziness caused by the motion sickness. Okay, this nausea, vomiting, dizziness that is caused by the motion sickness are treated or prevented with the meclizine tablet or the meclizine drug. It may also be used to reduce dizziness and the loss of the balance caused by inner ear problem. Okay, when there is a problem inside the ear, okay, that causes the loss of balance of our body, that is called as vertigo. So vertigo is the loss of the balance caused by inner ear problem. So this is the vertigo. So it is also used to treat or reduce the dizziness and loss of balance, means vertigo. Used to treat the vertigo also. So vertigo is loss of the balance caused by the inner ear problems. Okay, loss of the balance of our body is vertigo. So the meclizine is also used to reduce the dizziness and the vertigo also. So the meclizine is an antihistaminic agent that is used to prevent and the treat. Okay, that is used to prevent and treat the nausea, vomiting, and the dizziness that caused by the motion sickness. And it also used to reduce the dizziness and the loss of the balance that caused by the inner ear problems. So these all about the meclizine hydrochloride. Next drug is buclizine hydrochloride. Okay, buclizine hydrochloride. The structure of the buclizine hydrochloride is this, and the formula of the buclizine hydrochloride is C28H33Cl nitrogen N2. Okay, so this structure contains 28 carbons, 33 hydrogen, 1 chloride, 2 nitrogen. Okay, so this buclizine hydrochloride contains 28 carbon, 33 hydrogen, 1 chloride, 2 nitrogen. And the IUPAC name of this buclizine hydrochloride is 1,4-tert-butyl-phenyl methyl 4-chlorophenyl phenyl methyl piperazine dihydrochloride. So this is the IUPAC name of the buclizine hydrochloride. The mechanism of action. Okay, how this buclizine works in our body. Okay, what are the mechanism of the action, how this works in our body. So this buclizine exerts its antiemetic effect by binding to and blocking the muscarinic and histaminic receptor in the vomiting center of the central nervous system. Central nervous system containing a vomiting centers. Okay, at that vomiting center, there are muscarinic and histaminic receptors are present. Okay, that receptor is blocked by the buclizine drug. Okay, and it exerts its antiemetic effect. Antiemetic means to treat or prevent the nausea. Okay, so this buclizine, how this works? This buclizine blocks the muscarinic and histaminic receptors in the vomiting center of the central nervous system. Central nervous system containing a vomiting center. Okay, at that vomiting center, there are muscarinic and histaminic receptors are present. Okay, when we are taking this buclizine drug, that buclizine drug block the muscarinic and the histaminic receptor in that vomiting center present in the central nervous system. Okay, through which it shows their antiemetic effect. This may prevent activation of the chemoreceptors trigger. Okay, this blocking of the muscarinic and the histaminic receptor prevent activation of the chemoreceptor trigger zone, that is CTZ, chemoreceptor trigger zone, and may reduce nausea and vomiting. Okay, so this is the way the buclizine act in our body. This buclizine, how they act? The buclizine block the muscarinic and histaminic receptors in the vomiting centers of the central nervous system. Okay, vomiting center of the CNS. And that may prevent the activation of the chemoreceptor trigger zone. Okay, that blocking prevent the activation of the chemoreceptor trigger zone, that is CTZ, and that reduce the nausea and the vomiting. So this is the mechanism of action of the buclizine. Next is the what are the uses of the buclizine. So buclizine is the piperazine derivative. Okay, piperazine derivative antihistamines. Okay, buclizine is the piperazine derivative antihistamines that are used as an anti-vertigo and anti-emetic agent. We already know what is anti-vertigo and anti-emetic. Anti-vertigo means loss of the balance of our body. Okay, loss of the balance of the body that due to the ear problem. And anti-emetic is the drug that treats the nausea and the vomiting. So these are the medical terms meaning. So this buclizine act as the anti-vertigo and anti-emetic agent. Buclizine is also used in the prevention and the treatment of nausea, vomiting, and dizziness associated with the motion sickness. Okay, This also reduce and prevent. Okay, that also reduce and treatment to treat the nausea. This is also used in the prevention, the treatment of the nausea, vomiting, dizziness that is associated with the motion sickness. Additionally, it has been used in the management of the vertigo in disease affecting the vestibular apparatus. Okay, so these are the uses of the buclizine. Let's see once again the mechanism of action of the buclizine. So buclizine acts as an anti-emetic drug that binds and block the muscarinic and histaminic receptor that are present in the vomiting center of the CNS. That blocking prevent the activation of the chemoreceptor trigger zone, that is CTZ, that prevent that this blocking prevent that the activation of the chemoreceptor trigger zone, and that reduces the vomiting and the nausea. So this is the mechanism of action and the uses of the buclizine hydrochloride. Next drug is chlorpheniramine maleate. Sorry. So next drug is chlorpheniramine maleate. So this drug we already know. We are the CPM is available in market, and we are taking this medicine when we have cold and all. So this the short form of this CPM, chlorpheniramine maleate. Okay, so then the structure of the chlorpheniramine maleate is this. Okay, and the molecular formula of the chlorpheniramine maleate is C20 H23 Cl1 nitrogen atom 2O4. Let's see, it contains 20 carbon, 23 hydrogen, 1 Cl. So here 1 Cl is present, 2 nitrogen. Let's see, 1 nitrogen and 2 nitrogen. So this chlorpheniramine maleate, it contains 2 nitrogen and oxygen 4 oxygen it contains. Let's count the oxygen number. 1 oxygen, 2 oxygen, 3 oxygen, and the 4 oxygen. Okay, so this chlorpheniramine maleate, the structure of this chlorpheniramine maleate, it contains 20 carbon, 23 hydrogen, 1 chloride, 2 nitrogen, and 4 oxygen atom. Okay, so this is the structure and the molecular formula of the chlorpheniramine maleate. Let's see what is the mechanism of action of the CPM, means chlorpheniramine maleate. The medication works by blocking a certain neutral substance. So histamine is a natural substance. Okay, it works by blocking that natural substance, that is histamine, that your body makes during an allergic reaction. When we have allergic reaction in our body, histamine is produced. Okay, naturally that histamine is produced when we have any allergic reaction. Okay, at that time, this CPM blocks. Okay, this CPM, the chlorpheniramine, blocks that natural produced histamine, okay, in our body by blocking another natural substance made by your body, that is acetylcholine. When we have allergic reaction, okay, when we have allergic reaction, our body produces histamine as well as the acetylcholine. Okay, this histamine and acetylcholine is produced while we having the allergic reaction. Okay, and the CPM, how the CPM works? CPM blocks these two natural substances, that is histamine and the acetylcholine, and it helps dry up some body fluids to relieve symptoms such as watery eyes and the runny nose. Okay, when we have some types of the allergic reaction, we have runny nose, or we have runny eyes, redness in our eyes, itchiness in our eyes. Okay, by blocking this histamine and these runny eyes, runny nose, and the itching eyes, okay, itching and all the things happens because of the histamine and the acetylcholine. Okay, that is produced by our body when we have any allergic symptoms. So this CPM, the chlorpheniramine, okay, the chlorpheniramine blocks the histamine, naturally produced histamine and the acetylcholine. Okay, it blocks the natural produced histamine and the acetylcholine, and that blocking of these two natural substances helps to dry up the body fluid to relieve symptoms such as watery eyes and the runny nose. Okay, because of that we our body stops the water in the eyes and the water in the noses, because that helps to dry up the body fluid. This drug CPM. So CPM blocks the naturally produced substances histamine and acetylcholine by our body, and that blockage of that natural substances, our body helps it helps, okay, blocking of that histamine and the acetylcholine, that helps to dry up the some body fluids, to relieve symptoms of watery eyes and the runny nose. So this is the mechanism of action of the chlorpheniramine maleate, CPM. And let's see what are the uses of the chlorpheniramine. Okay, so chlorpheniramine relieves red, itchy, watery eyes, sneezing, itchy nose and throat, and runny nose caused by allergy, hay fever, and the common cold. So CPM relieves, okay, CPM relieves redness in our eyes, any itchiness in our eyes, okay, watery eyes. This CPM relieves that all the things, okay. This CPM helps to treat the redness in eyes, itchiness in the eyes, watery eyes, sneezing, okay, itchy nose and throat, runny nose that caused by the allergies, hay fever, and the common cold. So this CPM is all used in the common cold and all, in hay fever. And CPM, thus chlorpheniramine, helps to control the symptoms of the cold and allergies, but will not treat the cause of the symptoms or the speed recovery. Okay. What this CPM do? It controls the symptoms of the cold and allergy. What are the symptoms of the cold and allergy? Runny nose, watery eyes, redness in eyes, itchiness in the eyes. These are the symptoms of the cold and allergy. Okay, so that the CPM only control the symptoms of our cold and allergy, but will not treat the cause of the symptoms. Okay, how this symptom caused in our body, that doesn't treated by this CPM. CPM only treat the symptoms of the cold and allergy, okay, but it doesn't treat the causes of that symptoms. Okay, how this symptoms causes in our body? Because of the histamines and the acetylcholine. Okay, so this CPM helps to control the symptoms of the cold and allergy, but will not treat the causes of the symptoms or the speedy recovery. It doesn't also cause the speedy recovery. Okay, so this is the uses. These are the uses of the CPM. Next drug is tripronidine hydrochloride. So in our syllabus, we have to learn the synthesis of the tripronidine hydrochloride too. Okay. So this is the structure of the tripronidine hydrochloride. Okay, this is the structure of the tripronidine hydrochloride. And the molecular formula of the tripronidine hydrochloride is C19H23Cl2. Let's count the number of the, we already know we have know the how to count the carbons, and also here 1 carbon, 2 carbon, 3, 4, 5, 6. In this ring there are 6 carbon, and 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 13 carbons are here. Then it contains 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And one carbon, then here 1 carbon, 19. So this is how we count the carbon number in the structure. Okay, and H23. Okay, so in same way we can count the H number. Okay, hydrogen atom number. And chloride, 1 chloride here, and 2 nitrogen, 1 nitrogen here, 2 nitrogen. So these are the atoms that present in the tripronidine hydrochloride. Okay, so this is the way we can count the carbon number, hydrogen number present in that structure. Okay, so the molecular formula is, it contains 19 carbon, 23 hydrogen, 1 chloride, and 2 nitrogen. So this is the structure of this, and the molecular formula is C19, H23, 1 chloride, 2 nitrogen 2. So let's see first the synthesis of the tripronidine hydrochloride. So we have to take 4-methyl acetophenone. This is 4-methyl acetophenone. Okay, we have to take 4-methyl acetophenone, and this 4-methyl acetophenone reacted with formaldehyde, HCHO, or we can write CH2O. Okay, then this 4-methyl acetophenone is reacted with formaldehyde and the pyrrolidone. Okay, pyrrolidine. So these three reagents react together. Okay, and that forms 4-methyl 3-pyrrolidinopropionone. Okay, when these three reagent reacts together, this product we will get 4-methyl 3-pyrrolidinopropionone. Okay, 4-methyl acetophenone when reacted with formaldehyde and the pyrrolidine, then we get 4-methyl 3-pyrrolidinopropionone. Okay, when this 4-methyl 3-pyrrolidinopropionone reacted with lithium and the 2-bromopyridine. Okay, when this product reacted with lithium and 2-bromopyridine, we get 1-pyridine, 2-il, 3-pyrrolidine, 1-il, 1-para-tolupropan, 1-ol. Okay, when this 4-methyl pyrrolidinopropionone reacted with lithium and 2-bromopyridine, then we will get this product. Okay, when this product will reacted with hydrochloric acid, then we get cis-trans tripronidine. Okay, when this product, this 1-pyridine, 2-il, 3-pyrrolidine, 1-il, 1-para-tolupropan, 1-ol is reacted with hydrochloric acid, then we will get cis-trans tripronidine. Okay, and after the separation of this, separation can be done with ion exchanger. Okay, the separation of this cis and trans we can done with ion exchanger. After that, the separation we get our product tripronidine. So this is the synthesis of the tripronidine. Okay, let's see once again the synthesis of the tripronidine. First, we have to take 4-methyl acetophenone. Okay, 4-methyl acetophenone when reacted with formaldehyde and the pyrrolidine. Okay, when this 4-methyl acetophenone is reacted with formaldehyde and the pyrrolidine, we get 4-methyl 3-pyrrolidinopropionone. Okay, we get this product. When this product is reacted with lithium and 2-bromopyridine. Okay, when this product reacted with lithium and 2-bromopyridine, then we get 1-pyridine, 2-il, 3-pyrrolidine, 1-il, 1-para-tolupropan, 1-ol. Okay, then after this, after getting this product, we have to reacted with, sorry, this product have to reacted with hydrochloric acid. Okay, this product have to react with hydrochloric acid. Then we get cis-trans tripronidine. Okay, cis-trans tripronidine we get, and this separation is done. Okay, after that we have to separate. We have to done the separation by the ion exchanger, and we get our tripronidine product. So this is the way we have to synthesize our tripronidine product. So this is the method again. 4-methyl acetophenone is reacted with paraformaldehyde, pyrrolidine. Okay, this 4-methyl acetophenone, paraformaldehyde, pyrrolidine are reacted together to give 4-methyl 3-pyrrolidinopropionone. Okay, this product we get. Good. And the above formed compound is reacted with lithium and 2-bromopyridine. Okay, this above product is reacted with lithium and 2-bromopyridine to give 1-pyridine, 2-il, 3-pyrrolidine, 1-il, 1-para-tolupropan, 1-ol. Okay, after that, last compound is treated with hydrochloric acid to give a mixture of cis and trans tripronidine. Okay, last compound, This compound, 1 pyridine 2-il, 3 pyrrolidine 1-il, 1 para-tolupropan 1-ol is treated with the hydrochloric acid to give the mixture of cis and trans triprolidine. Cis and trans form can be separated by using ion exchanger. Okay, we after reacted with this hydrochloric acid, we get cis and trans form of the triprolidine, mixture of the cis and trans triprolidine. After that, cis and trans form can be separated. Okay, cis and trans form we can separate it by using the ion exchanger, and we get our triprolidine product. So this is the method to synthesize the triprolidine product. Okay, let's see the mechanism of action. Okay, mechanism of action of the triprolidine. So triprolidine has anticholinergic and sedative effects. Okay, triprolidine has anticholinergic and sedative effects. Triprolidine binds to the histamine H1 receptor. Okay, this triprolidine binds to the histamine H1 receptor. This blocks the action of the endogenous histamine, which subsequently leads to temporary relief of the negative symptoms brought by histamine. So the histamine, okay, histamine cause the some symptoms of allergic, symptoms of the allergy, and that is blocked by the triprolidine by binding with the H1 receptor. So the mechanism of action is this has the anticholinergic and sedative action, and triprolidine binds to the histamine H1 receptor. Okay, triprolidine binds to the histamine H1 receptor, and that blocks the endogenous histamine. Okay, that blocks the endogenous histamine means our body naturally produced histamine. Okay, our body naturally produces the histamine, that is endogenous histamine, that blocks the endogenous histamine's action, and that subsequently leads to temporary relief of the negative symptoms brought on by the histamine. So this is the mechanism of action of the triprolidine. Let's see what are the uses of the triprolidine. Okay, so triprolidine is an antihistaminic drug that is used to relieve symptoms of allergy, hay fever, and the common cold. Okay, triprolidine is an antihistaminic agent that is used to relieve the symptoms of allergy, hay fever, and the common cold. And these symptoms include rashes, watery eyes, itchy eyes, nose, throat, skin. And this also includes cough, runny nose, and sneezing. Okay, so triprolidine is the antihistaminic agent. We know that, and it is used to relieve. Okay, this triprolidine is used to relieve the symptoms of allergic reactions, hay fever, and the common cold. The common cold of the symptoms include rashes, watery eyes, itchy nose, itchy throat, itchy skin, cough, runny nose, and sneezing. So these are the use of the triprolidine hydrochloride. Next drug is phenidamine tartarate. Okay, phenidamine tartarate. So the structure of the phenidamine tartarate is this, and the chemical formula is C23H25 and nitrogen and O6. Okay, and the IUPAC name of the phenidamine tartarate. Okay, phenidamine tartarate's IUPAC name is 2,3-dihydroxy butane deoxyric acid, 2-methyl 9-phenyl 1349 tetrahydro indeno 2,1-C pyridine. So this is the IUPAC name of the phenidamine tartarate, and this is the structure. So the structure contains 23 carbon, 25 hydrogen, 1 nitrogen, 6 oxygen. Let's count the oxygen number: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 oxygen. So this phenidamine tartarate contains 6 oxygen, 23 carbon. Let's count the carbon number: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23. So this is the structure and the chemical formula of the phenidamine tartarate. And the mechanism of action of the phenidamine tartarate. So phenidamine blocks the effect of the naturally occurring chemical histamine in our body. Okay, this blocks the effect of the naturally occurring chemical, that is histamine, in our body. It blocks the histamine. Okay, and antihistamines such as phenidamine appears to compete with histamine for the H1 receptor sites on the effector side. It also have the competition with the H1 receptor, histamine H1 receptor sites. Okay, this phenidamine had the competition with the histamines for H1 receptor sites, and it blocks the effect of the naturally produced histamines. Okay, so this is the mechanism of action of the phenidamine. And let's see what are the uses of the phenidamine. And it is this phenidamine is used to treat sneezing, runny nose, itching, watery eyes, rashes, itching, other symptoms of allergy, and the common cold. So this phenidamine is used to treat runny nose, watery eyes, rashes, itchiness, and other symptoms of the allergic reaction. Okay, so these are the uses of the phenidamine. So this is all about the drug. So let's see once again the synthesis of the triptorelin. Okay, so we have to take 4-methyl acetophenone, paraformaldehyde, and pyrrolidine. Okay, pyrrolidine, and these are reacted together to produce or to get 4-methyl 4-pyrrolidinopropionone. Okay, and this 4-methyl 3-pyrrolidinopropionone is reacted with lithium and 2-bromopyridine to give 1-pyridine, 2-yle, 3-pyrrolidine, 1-yle, 1-paratolupropan, 1-ol. And this product is reacted with hydrochloric acid to produce the mixture of the cis and trans form of the triptorelin. And the cis and trans form we can separate it by using the ion exchangers. So this is the synthesis of the triptorelin. This is most important question in the antihistaminic agent, how we can synthesize the triptorelin hydrochloride. So we have to write this reaction to, okay, we have to write this reaction as well as this theory also. So this is the mechanism of action. We have already seen that. But let's see once again. So this triptorelin has anticholinergic and the sedative effects. Okay, this triptorelin has anticholinergic and the sedative effects. This triptorelin binds to the histamine H1 receptors. Okay, this blocks the action of endogenous histamines that subsequently leads to temporary relief of the negative symptoms that is brought by the histamines. Okay, so this blocks the histamine H1 receptor. Let's see MCQs. Okay, multiple choice questions. So 2E1,4-methyl phenyl 3-pyrrolidine 1-yle propyl 1-enyl pyridine is the IUPAC nomenclature of which drug? So here are brompheniramine, clemastine, triptorelin, tenoxicam. So the answer is triptorelin. Okay, answer of this is triptorelin. So answer is triptorelin. And on next question is, the cis and trans form of triptorelin can be separated by ion exchanger, free radicals, hydrogen gas, None of the above. So we have already seen in the synthesis of the triprolidine, we can separate the cis and trans form with ion exchanger. Okay, with the ion exchanger, with the help of ion exchanger. So the cis and trans form of the triprolidine can be separated by using the ion exchanger. So answer is A. Next is the drug triprolidine is mainly used for treatment of sneezing, treatment of watery eyes, treatment of runny nose, all of the above. So the answer is all of the above. Next question is side effect of drug chlorpheniramine, CPM, chlorpheniramine maleate. Okay. So the side effect of the antihistaminic, the chlorpheniramine drug is drowsiness, seizures, blurred vision, all of the above. So the answer is all of the above. And next question is types of the rings present in structure of buclizine. Okay, how many types of the rings are present in the buclizine structure? So here are given the piperazine ring, pyridine ring, pyrrole ring, phenyl ring. The combination is option A. It says piperazine and the pyrrole ring. Option B says piperazine and the phenyl ring. Option C says pyridine and phenyl ring. And option D says pyridine and pyrrole. So in the buclizine structure, there are the piperazine ring and the phenyl ring is present. So the answer is B. So our next question is an example of drug from class piperazine antihistaminic drug. So we already know the buclizine contain the piperazine ring. So the example of the drug from the piperazine antihistaminic drug is buclizine. So answer is buclizine. And for next question is 1,4-chlorophenyl, phenyl methyl, 4,3-methyl phenyl, methyl piperazine is the IUPAC name nomenclature of which drug? So here the options are loperamide, meclizine, buclizine, lansoprazole. So the answer is meclizine. Next question is side effect of the drug buclizine are or is. Okay, so drowsiness, vomiting, headache, all of the above. So the side effect of the buclizine is all of the above. The answer is D. And next question is mechanism of action of the chlorcyclizine drug includes release of the histamine is prevented, release of the histamine is stimulated, antagonist effect of at H1 receptor for histamine, agonist effect of H1 receptor for histamine. So the mechanism of action of the chlorcycline drug is antagonistic effect at H1 receptor for the histamine. So the answer is C. And next question is the types of the ring present in the structure of the chlorcyclizine. So the rings, how many types of the rings are present in the structure of the chlorcyclizine? So then options are piperazine, pyridine, cyclohexane, and all of the above. So the chlorcyclizine contain piperazine ring, pyridine ring, and cyclohexane. So the answer is all of the above. So that's all about the medicinal chemistry, mechanism of action, and the uses of the antihistaminic agents. I hope everyone understood it well. So thank you.